Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another interview on Unhinged. And as you can see, we have a legend, an absolute pioneer of MMA here with us today. And he transitioned. He's looking to go elsewhere. Mark Hunt, an absolute pleasure. How are you?
Hey, brother, thanks for
Hey,
having me on
bro.
the show. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Absolutely can't wait. Obviously, the news came out the other day that you're coming out of retirement. You're eyeing up BKFC. It broke the internet. It broke the news for me myself. Anyway, I love watching you, whether it was in UFC, whether your boxing last few years. It was great, and it's good to see a pioneer back.
Yeah, thank you, man. Looking forward to it. It's been a minute. Probably a year, I think. It's been like maybe seven since I've had an MMA fight, but had a couple of boxing fights since then. But we're really keen on this bare knuckle, So be talking to Big Mickey and Dave and seeing if we can put it over the line and get this fucking underway. Throwing hands down there somewhere, right there. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to talk about decision to come back after just over a year. And I mentioned um, talk to me more about the decision to come back. I seen where you said elsewhere. It's about the Benjamins. Is that is,
Yes,
is
sir.
that is that what you feel like? It's just all about the money round.
Well, of course, it's about getting. I was interested in that bare knuckle title, but fighting for me as a prize fight, it's always been about the pingers and the dollars and cents. I don't get punched in the face because I love it. I get punched in the face for the other end. I love what fighting provides for me. So, um, no one like anyone that says they love to get punched in the face or kicked in the face or over in the face for free is lying. You're lying. so so that yeah, so it's incentive, financially incentive to start with. I've had a rough last 4 years, to be honest, with everything going on. I had a couple of lawyers that people say I didn't have stand a chance with this lawsuit, but I never had a chance with this lawsuit with these lawyers. They were just corrupted, to be honest. And when I realized, they were corrupted, I even thought the judge was corrupted, but the judge can't rule on what she can't see. But these lawyers, Christina Denning and Brian Boshi, you motherfuckers shouldn't have a license. To be honest, you guys give a black eye to the legal system in your country. So you guys should be ashamed of yourselves. To be honest, so yeah, I've had a rough few years with this lawsuit, but I'm coming back. Yeah, make some money and get that bare knuckle title. Talking to Big Mick yesterday. He seems like a really nice person, to be honest. So it was hard to try and talk smack with him, but you know, um, but we're looking forward to throwing hands if it ever comes to fruition. So yeah.
Absolutely. I'd love to see that fight with Mick. I think he's a game opponent. He loves a scrap. As we saw in his last fight against Arnold Adams, they won the belt. So it would be a good fight. If we entertain the scrap, I'd love to see that happen down the line, if not next. What do you make of that matchup? You met your man. It's hard to talk shit to a guy who's so nice. So, what do you
Well,
make of the matchup? Have you seen any clips of him or watched any clips recently?
I did watch him fight Big Panda, and I because I did a little bit of work with Panda and Phuket. But yeah, like I said, I don't know if he's up to par with me. You know what I mean? So I get like they said, it's the most violent sport in the world. But I'm built for this shit. I was built for this gypsy kind of fighting. To be honest, so before I was actually a proper fighter, I was actually fighting. So looking forward to it if it ever comes fruition, man. I give him one of these, baby. Yeah, and that's
The
it.
old famous walk off KO right hands. That's the one.
That's the hand of God right there, my friend. This is the hell hand, and that's the hand of God. As I come and strike you down upon thee, this
uh,
furious
I'd love
anger
to
and
go back.
vengeance, and you don't know my name is the Lord. No,
This is brilliant. I love it. I'd love to go back. Obviously, obviously, when you mentioned that when you knew that you were coming out of retirement, talk to me through that. What was that flip, that switch when you sat down and you realized, what am I doing? I'm going to fight again. Talk to me through that day, that moment. When was it? Where was it?
well, I was just sitting around at home and looking at the options that I had with different things. The judge that throwing my case out. I've been talking to the antitrust lawsuit boys, and I was sitting there again. I've got a few different options here. I can there's one route I can go this way, and there's another route. So, like I said, I want to go the right route where all these people that are involved, like I said before in other interviews, the monster is looking that way. And he's giving you a chance to go that way, but you have to pay severance to the boss, to the monster. If not, everything I said in the past will come to fruition without a doubt, without a fucking doubt. So it wasn't hard to make that the choice to come back. I don't need it's for me. I think it's a great thing. Some people have not much options to do different things, but I'm glad I have a platform. I have an opportunity for people like you guys to put my message out there to get back into fighting, and especially have a lot of interest for combat, especially about that bare knuckle bout. To be honest, to start with, like I said, I grew up as a child. I dreamed about 3 bouts. I got 1 bout, the K1 world title. I was chasing the Pride bout, the Dream bout, and then the UFC bout. I never got none of them. So I'm not going to say why, but well, because I lost some fights against different things. But anyway, it is what I didn't make those bouts. So I think maybe the bare knuckle bout will be the next one, and then who knows what the one after that maybe. It might be well, I've already got the KFC bout, but not just. Well, who knows? We'll see what happens, But yeah, so that moment in time when I sat there weighing up my options, and I said to myself, you know what, I'm going to go and battle again and throw down with these fools. I don't think they're up to scratch anyway. So that's it.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I think let's see. Let's see what happens. With the announcement, when obviously you came out, and you obviously put on your Instagram, you mentioned boxing, and you mentioned also June. Is that something that's set in stone, or is it set in stone in your mind? That's June. June. That's the date that you want.
Well, that's the day I'll be ready. I'll be ready to go. I mean, I can't get around. I'm sitting here with my stomach out here. That's it. But I need to get ready and give it a good crack. So I'm excited about going back into to the wars, and especially with my age. Like I'm 50 in March, but um, like I said, I don't get beaten up for free. Beat your ass up for nothing. You know what I mean? It's it is. I do it for financial gain, and that's the bottom line. So.
Absolutely. BKFC, obviously the decision to come out, and obviously, you mentioned BKFC straight away. What was the decision there? Obviously, you mentioned it's the most violent sport to take the gloves off. How are the old the Andes and the hands? How are they feeling right now? And how does it feel to take off the gloves into as you mentioned, the most violent sport? What was the decision there?
Like I said, it's already been a finance, and the hands are, you can see for yourself. They're not too bad. They're maintaining, but we'll see what happens. I like I said before, I was actually a proper fighter. I was fighting, but we'll see where it goes. I'd love to actually just do it. I've seen a little bit of it, and I've been talking with Bianca for a while now. We didn't, didn't sign the dotted line. That's all. So we'll see where it goes from here.
Absolutely. You mentioned Mick earlier. Obviously, it's a fantastic fight. I'd love to see that one obviously play out. But you talked about the hand of God. Obviously.
That's it right there. Look at that shit. Yeah. That should have ripped your asshole like that, like the size of the Grand Canyon, my friend. I'll hit you so, like I said to that fucking, that fucking little rat. What's his name?
And
It's,
Rothwell.
the other rat. that other,
Lorenzo
rat. That's the one, the juggernaut. Jeez, he's got my last name, and he's trying to steal my fucking branding name. Jeez, like I said to that fool, there's only one unstoppable force. That's God. You know what? Well, now I'm gonna hit that. I'm gonna hit that fool so fucking hard. His grandkids are gonna have no fucking teeth, and his kids and their kids are gonna be fucking cross-eyed. You know what I mean? So I'll hit that motherfucker. So boom, nigga. That's what I. That's it.
This is brilliant, honestly. I love his stuff. You threw me off guard, absolutely. This is incredible. But how do you see, obviously a fight playing out against Mick, against Lorenzo? You mentioned that, the boys that you've mentioned. How do you see? Obviously, you just talked about the right hand. Obviously, you just see that being a big statement. Then, the right hand knockout and getting these knockouts over in obviously in BKFC.
Dude, if I hit you with one of these, bro, man, you're gonna get clapped. You're gonna get freaking clapped right up, man. Boom, you're out. Like I said, your grandkids are gonna be having no teeth after I hit you, bro. No teeth, no goddamn teeth.
Obviously, you mentioned earlier. Obviously, the dream belt, the UFC belt. Obviously, the prize belt, the BKFC belt. If he fought Mick, obviously that would be on the line. If he still has it at the time, or if next or whatever. But how huge is that as the motivation? At this stage of your career, or would it just be added motivation? To get you up earlier in the morning. I know it's 8 a.m.
Imagine having that bare knuckle bout. Because to me that's like gypsy fighting. To be honest, it's badass. Like I said, it'd be amazing, and so long as we can get a few things in the contracts, it'll be great. So, man, yeah, it'll be exciting to battle in that arena. I battled in most other arenas, but this one here is like gypsy fighting is with a ref, so it's awesome. That's pretty cool. So that's it.
It would be good as well. Obviously, if you went over, won the belt, it would be good for the BKFC. I don't know if they have had a show, but it would be good for the BKFC to come over to Australia.
Oh, wherever you want to do it, you want to do it in the freaking car park in your backyard. I can come anywhere, bro. I'll come anywhere. I'll come to your house and do it if you want. I'll come knock on your door and we can battle in the lounge. We can battle in the lounge, my friend, in the kitchen, wherever you want. It doesn't matter to me.
Your energy is fantastic, Mark. Honestly, it's credible. I know you said my backyard, but
I,
I know you close
no,
to Nick.
I, you all good, my bro? You all good? No, jokes.
I don't know you have this much energy at 8 a.m. in the morning. It's crazy.
Well, just
Just,
no, that's it.
no,
But I
that's
would always start saying that's kind of rude.
Absolutely. This is it. Honestly, it's, I know we mentioned, uncensored, but it's, I love this sort of stuff. I like when fighters come on and, be themselves. That's all I want at the end of the day. This is good. I love it. You also mentioned Jake Paul. You sent me a text. He said, I want to talk about Jake Paul
you
as
know,
well. Let's
I
talk
blocked
about that.
this. I've been
I've
getting
seen loads
trolled.
of posts
I've,
about
I've
him
been
out of
getting.
fight.
I've been
Is
getting
that
trolled. Look at
serious?
that. Look at that. Look at that. I've been getting trolled by some fucking spastic, and he's got his name is like Jake Paul. This beats fucking trolling me. I said, this motherfucker right here. These guys, bro. Some trolls give me doing those ones. I started laughing. Yeah, look, of course. Like I said, any if he's keen on, like I said, I didn't realize it was different weight, but we've been speaking with the camp. They've been talking, and that's it. But we'll see how if it goes anywhere. You know what I mean? So end of the day, it only takes one of these, baby, the right hand of God.
Is that a serious fight that is kind of being talked about?
Well, like I said, my management, my crew are talking with his, seeing if we can get it happening. But we'll see what happens. Gabriel has been talking with a lot of different people in Saudi and Bahrain, a few other places. But we'll see what happens. The
Saudi.
bare knuckle. We've been talking with especially with Dave Feldman, and like I said, it would be interesting to get this bare knuckle scrap underway.
Absolutely. I'd love for you to be that in your next one. It seems like Mick's up for it as well. That
Yeah,
obviously helps.
I'd love to come to your hometown in London and come and do it there. That'd be fucking
Wow.
amazing. Yeah,
Um, I'd love to get that one in. Obviously, if you came over in Newcastle, would be fantastic. We have a few arenas here. Put it there. BKFC at the Utility Arena holds about 19,000. With Mark Hunt on the show,
there you
surely you
go.
feel that.
There you go, right there, Dave Fabian. You heard it from the man himself. Let's get that thing happening over there in London. It'll be that's it.
Absolutely. Lastly, you mentioned there 2024. Obviously, it's going to be on to be a fantastic year. You're back in action. In an ideal world, I saw you mention 4 fights. Talk to me about that schedule. What does that look like in an ideal world? What is that? What you want it to look like?
One boxing fight and maybe 3 bare knuckle fights with the bout on the way. Like I said, when I left the UFC, I said I wanted to fight 6 more times. I've had since that departure 7 years ago. I've had 2 boxing fights, so I've got 4 fights left. I didn't know that why six the number was 6, but now I know why. Because that bare knuckle bout is waiting for me. It's waiting for Daddy to come home and get it. And I got to
You
come
mentioned
down to England and pull their pants down and kick them up the house, and that's it.
you mentioned boxing there. Is that just would that be in Australia as well, or it doesn't matter?
To me, it doesn't matter. Like I said, I don't mind coming to your backyard anywhere. I can do it anywhere underwater. Can do it under fucking water if you want.
Absolutely love it. I remember you mentioned this story on MMA Hawani, obviously the MAI as well. Shout out to Hawani, absolutely fantastic show. It's good to see the publicity that you're getting. Obviously, you're a legend, you're a pioneer and stuff like that. But then you mentioned, which baffled me as well, and it baffled you when you started speaking about this. I thought it was crazy. $3 to $4 million, Mark Hunt, and you declined it.
Yeah,
If no one knows about, Mark Hunt declined to take a dive for $3 to $4 million. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't sit here. I want to shit in your fucking pocket, mate. You know, I mean, I don't say shit if it wasn't made up. You know, to be honest, it was like I said, it was a shock to me about getting that offer, and it was kind of upsetting because like it's a really like it was disrespectful from the person it
Mhm.
came from, and it was upsetting for me, and I wanted to know how it worked. But then he enlightened me how it worked, and I'm like, this wow, that's fucking
Nah,
crazy. So
yeah.
that's just not me. Like if I'm gonna lose a fight or whatever, I'm gonna lose it by someone being better than me. It's not about taking a dive. And I've seen a few comments, people saying you worked in Pride and this and that. Um, and what are you trying to get at? Does that mean that it happened in those companies? No, didn't happen in those companies to me. So I don't know why you try to. These people are saying you worked in these companies, all these things are happening. Does that mean that it came towards me? No. Does it? And if it did, I would have said the same fucking thing that happened before. The answer was no. Go and take your money, and I'd rather, because that's highly offensive for someone like me to as a martial artist to do that sort of shit. That's rubbish, and that's illegal.
Yeah.
To be honest. So like I said, it was upsetting that it happened, and I mean those trolls that said that it didn't happen. Wow, man, you guys are deluded. Dana White thinks I'm fucking delusional. They are fucking delusional, my friend. They are.
Absolutely.
Like some of the shit that I've seen, it's hard to fucking write in a movie. It's like a fucking movie with this shit. It's crazy. When people talking about corrupted lawyers, you say, corrupted lawyers? Right. Fucking hey, I'm not shitting in your pants. Christina Denning and Brian Boshi, you guys are both a fucking shame to your community of the legal system. And you guys should have no license, and I'll make sure that you have no license. Do you understand that?
I mean, I don't, I don't understand it. I'm not a lawyer, but I hope they understand that.
Well, when you realize when I realized these lawyers were corrupted, like I said, same thing with this. It just really pisses me off. It really pisses me off for someone to do that to someone for 7 years, 8 years. False hope, lies, fraud. It's just disgusting. It's like that person that came up to me and said, "Oh," and threw me the offer, regardless if it came from someone else. To take a dive, especially as a martial artist. It's just annoying. And all these fucking little rat trolls saying, "Oh, you've been through Pride, you've been through with Dream, Pride, all these corrupt companies, K1. What the fuck's that got to do with anything? Just because they're doing that shit, does that mean I am? No. Motherfuckers are tripping. You know what? I'm fucking gonna stomp your fucking ass right there, you bitches. Right there, you. You can go and get fucked. The whole lot of go and get fucked.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. We're going to leave it there. 2024 is going to be a big year for Mark Hunt. We're going to have BKFC. We're going to have Mick Terrill, hopefully. Going to have that boxing fight. BKFC, 3 fights BKFC, one boxing fight. Mark, an absolute pleasure. I can't wait to watch you in 2024. BKFC, the combat sports
Hey,
scene,
be-
it's just got a whole lot more interesting.
Before I go, Lenny, sorry to cut you off and say that.
That's
Like
all
I
right.
said, that money at that time could have done me a lot of, could have helped me a lot. I was going through a separation. It was broke. It would have been okay to just, get that sort of shit, that money, and to get paid that way. But
Hmm.
that's just not me with that shit. I might have done a lot of shitty stuff in my life, mistakes, but that is one thing I didn't do. And you can all those trolls tell them, Len, they can all get.
Fact.
That's it, and that's it. And that's fucking it right there.
You know what? That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. I tried to
See,
do
you
my
got the
best.
timing right. You got the timing right. So, like what I said, you tell them right, Lenny. You can tell them all to go and get.
Fact.
You motherfucker. You know what? you motherfucker. You can go and all
Oh,
get
man.
fucked. Right? Yeah,
Absolutely fine. Ladies and
that's it.
gentlemen, Mark Hunt, absolutely phenomenal on camera, absolutely fantastic. Make sure you go and follow his Instagram, new one, the real Mark Hunt. Make sure
That's
you
it,
get his
guys.
followers and
Hey,
everyone
man,
go out there.
thanks to all the fans for support. Now, thank
Yeah,
you very much, guys, for the support with
absolutely.
the real fans.
Go
Thank
out
you,
there
sir.
and try and make that fight happen versus Mick Terrell. That's what everyone wants to see it. Whether it's in Newcastle, whether it's in London, whether it's in the United States, whether it's in Australia, wherever it happens, everyone wants to see that fight.
Hey, it would be actually great to bring it in my hometown of Sydney. It'd be fucking hectic, hey. It would be the first bare knuckle fight in boxing, wouldn't it? It would be down here. Yeesh. There you go. Hey, come down. Let's
Okay.
have a party. Put on a few sangers and that's it. Cook you up in the
Uh,
barbecue, my friend.
absolutely.
I'll cook your ass up in the barbecue. All right, bro. All right, I better get off here. Getting too crazy, man. All
It would
right,
be
nice
good
to
to
talk to
see
you, man.
Australia because obviously that I feel like the Australians they're kind of crazy as well, so they would suit that BKFC sort of
Man,
combat.
imagine a big bare knuckle fight down here, down under. That'd be mad. What do you reckon?
Me,
Hey, there you
Aye.
go, my friend.
Take my money, take
That's it.
my money. That's it.
Make it rain, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Hunt, an absolute pleasure. Catch you all soon. 2024 is going to be a big year. Make sure you catch it. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
All right, ladies, yo.